Today is a very interesting day. Holy moly. Um, I noticed the other day, let's see, I'm going to try to add this to, let's try to add this to Twitter. Twitter. We have a lot to talk about. Then I got to be posting regular videos. I gotta post some regular videos too, so normal people can see it because most people aren't dedicated and motivated like you guys are. All right, well, let's see. Um, I want to be able to see this stream on my laptop, so all right, there we go. So I can take a look at all on my laptop. So all right, so I can take a look at any comments you guys might have. Last time I wasn't able to see. Okay. Well, thank you for that one person that's watching. Uh, right now. You're awesome. Two. All right. Okay. We have a lot to talk about. Um, Let me pull up what the coins are doing right now. Some of the coins I've been making money on are the big blue chip gaming tokens right now. I've been screaming about it. You guys have been hearing me scream like little bitches for a while now. We have, but it's now just happening. So, but first, before I get into any of what's going on with crypto and all that, I need to discuss lessons learned, things that I've learned and I realized yesterday, and I think it'll help you out. Might help you out in life. It might help you out in crypto investing. Uh, all right, are you late to the game? Yes and no. I think we're probably. I don't think you're really late. I don't think you're really late. You're late to the early easy money. All right, you're late to the easy money. But that's not even 100% true. Uh, you're not really late, but you are late. Okay, so that's the good news is you're not late, but you're late. So there's still plenty, plenty of tokens out there to make money on. I've been screaming about Gallon, all this other stuff, Sandbox, Decentraland, yada yada yada. Um, Blue chip gaming tokens. But let me get into what I've learned first. What I've learned is this is going to be my third bull cycle. And what I've learned is my last two cycles, I would have a bunch of tokens that would go up in value. Then, before it's seen its true potential, I would not care about the tax consequences and I wouldn't care about the future uptrend. I would just get impatient and I would sell and I would jump into the latest shiny object, right? Um, the first bull market I've ever was participating in, I just bought low and just never sold. I never sold at the top and it just went down. And that little bit of money at that period of time, if I would have sold, probably would have saved me a good 6 years of heartache. A good 6 years. That little bit of money. Um, I had $50,000. I wrote up from about 10,000. It was the first time I've ever experienced that level of wealth so fast. Um, and I just figured it's going to go forever, and I wrote it all the way down. Um, and then I needed money and whatnot. It was horrible, horrible experience. This last experience, I did a lot better because I learned whenever you have a black swan event that happens and everything crashes, you need to jump in. Last time we had a black swan event was in 2008 that I can remember. Before 2020 was 2008. I bought gold. Everybody else bought stocks, and my friends that bought stocks made 5, 10x, and I did all right with the gold, but not really. Um, 2020 came around. I learned from those mistakes and those observations. I put $15,000 into crypto, mostly in Bitcoin and a little bit in altcoins. And it went up 30 to 40x, 40, 50x. When some of my other tokens went up 100x, and I sold them and whatever. And so I made some money, but a lot of it, I've been living off it for the past several years, which is cool. Had to pay a lot of tax on it and whatnot. Um, that was the first time I had like a windfall, and I didn't know how to manage it. I didn't know how to manage any opportunities since then. And it was literally trying to work hard just to kind of get back into control of things. I didn't have anybody I could really talk to. Um, the CPAs, they just know how to crunch numbers. That's it. Most people in the real world, they've never experienced something like that. So it was difficult navigating a windfall and not to fuck it up. So I kind of fucked it up, but not too bad. Not not I fucked it up, meaning like some of the financial decisions I made, like not to pay off my real estate, but to sell it, stuff like that was just retarded. And then just kind of like having fun and not really building anything for the past couple of years, except for education and stuff, that type of thing. Now, a couple years later, not only have I been building, like I said, I have been building the past couple years, um, but I've been building, I've been thinking, I've been learning, I've been uh, seeing what works, what didn't, and whatnot. And even though I'm doing really extremely well, I'll probably get it 90% right in this bull market. And so, what I've noticed is what really screws people up is let me see if there's any. All right, keep an eye on the chat if there is anything. What what really screws people up is just basic fundamental stuff. We kind of probably talked about on the channel before, but what I really understood was you need to just buy something that's you want to be in a position. I always thought you didn't want to be in this position, but you want to be in a position where um, you're early to the market and you buy, and it's boring as hell, and you just wait. Okay, Gala was one of those tokens. Okay, in the bear market, I was in Colombia. I didn't buy it at under a penny. I was, what I'm doing wrong now is I'm not going heavy enough into one token. I'm kind of, but hey, I'm not made of money, so I can't go and put $100,000 in Gala at a penny. I would love to, uh, but I know how Bitcoin is. I know there's a supply shock, and we're going to be talking about that. A serious supply shock, and all this is connected into what I'm talking about. You want to get into a token before the market realizes it's a good token and it's extremely undervalued. Gala was one of those tokens. It had a little bit of drama lately with the founders and that type of thing. However, that thing was a penny. Okay. And then I went to 2 cents. I bought in at 2 cents because I missed out on the opportunity at 1 cent because it was extremely undervalued at 1 cent, and went to 2 cents. And I literally been sitting on a huge bag. And another thing that it kind of screwed up with Gala was back in March of last year, the upgrade wasn't honored by Coinbase. So I still have 75,000 version 1 tokens on that exchange that I have to figure out if it's zero or can I actually get my money out of it. But you have to sit in these tokens, and sometimes you have to sit in these tokens for a long period of time. Um, and yeah, you're going to see other tokens go sky high in that meantime, and you have to resist. This is called being mature, being emotionally mature, and having a good grasp of what the end game looks like. So you got to be in some of these tokens. You got to buy the position before the market understands how valuable what you have is. And when they realize that, that's when the money's going to flood in. All right, we've been seeing that with the AI tokens. If you just look at any chart with any of these AI tokens, and there's still plenty of them that are really cheap. Yeah, a lot of them went up 10, 15x. And a lot of them will probably still, those same ones will probably go up another 10, 15x. Some of these tokens are going to go 100, 200% or 200x. I know it's hard to kind of understand that, but we're going into this IA integrated with gaming crypto and then making money. And then you have a whole nother segment of token, which is the meme tokens. They're becoming its own little subset and its own little experts are, like focusing on that. Like this stuff is getting interesting and diverse. And while all this other stuff is happening, you have the blue bloods that are buying up all the Bitcoin. So the number one thing that's going to screw you up in this trading market is going to be dopamine. Okay, it's going to be you getting high off of you know investing $100 and now you got $10,000. Okay, they're the type of numbers you can even find right now in this market, um, and you got to resist that urge. If you research a token and you say you want to accumulate X token, XYZ token, whatever, then allocate it, get your numbers, and then let it go. And then just keep an eye on where you are on the market. Like I'm constantly every single day, testing where we are in the market because you don't want to hold until the height and then it crashes and you make no money. That's dumb. Also don't want to be 10, 15, 20x up in the token and take no profit. That's stupid too. But there's a time and a place to do certain things. When you're early in crypto or early in real estate or early in gold and early in silver or whatever the hell you're early into, okay, prepping, okay? Um, it's okay to be early, but you have to realize that there's consequences to being early. Number one consequence is the lack of dopamine. I can't name any names, but I advised a professional person in crypto, um, and because he knew I was making money in crypto, I advised him, and I continued to advise him, and he was giving me different type of professional services, and um, as far as like project management type services, okay, that would help me in the way I think, in the way I want to do stuff and conduct stuff. So he was kind of like an advisor to me, and I was an advisor to him. The number one problem that this person had was he uh, he only had like $500 into crypto, and he got in at 2001, 2021. you know, um, telling him about the stuff that I'm learning because I told him I really don't want to advise him because there's still a lot of stuff that I need to learn. He's like, "Ah, you're good." Anyway, we're in 2022, and I'm telling him, "This is the stuff I'm learning. This is the stuff you need to be paying attention to. I think you should start now, forgetting about all the drama that happened, and now start fresh and start buying low and selling high in the future." Uh, I was talking to him about D-Race. D-Race was 15, 14 cents at the time. And I said, look, you got to hold now, and it's not going to be sexy. It's not going to be sexy. You're gonna hold. Whatever you buy is actually probably going to go down in price. But you have to understand, like, the market cycles are real, and they're here forever. So whenever you have people telling you, yeah, you hope Yeah, if I have a good friend, he might even be watching. If crypto goes up, that's what will happen. And he always uses like if, and it's like there is no if. It is when. The market cycles, as long as there's human beings selling and buying stuff, it's a market cycle. As long as you have the central banks throwing money all over the place and whatnot, it's called a market cycle. It's not when, it's when, not if. It's not if crypto is going to go up. It's when it's going to go up. It's not if real estate goes up. It's when it goes up. All right. So you can project these prices. You can say, with all these things, conditions being like this price should happen. Um, it's kind of like the defeatist mindset. Oh well, XYZ. Yeah, if it ever comes back, that's just silly old man talk. It's the market cycle. You have to believe in the market cycle because it's true. As long as you have human beings buying and selling something, that something will be in higher demand or lower demand. It's just common sense. So you need to trade. You need to trade crypto and any asset in the way, in this way of where you are in the market cycle. So if you're at the height of the real estate, or if you're at the height of the crypto bull market, well, if you can short, if you can just not buy, you know, that is the right answer. If you're in 2022 where everything is just crashed and burned, and you couldn't, and nobody even wanted the gold bar, you throw it out in the street and everybody looks at it and keeps on walking. That's the time to buy. The hardest time, look, there's people that are very smart that I talk to that, they say, well, you got to feast when there's blood in the streets. Warren Buffett always says, when retail is irrational, you need to be fearful, and then when retail is fearful, you need to be, balls to the wall, buy everything you can. Well, what does that really mean? That means you have to show guts and courage to buy in 2022 and 2023 in the bear market for crypto, when they're all telling you it's all a scam and bullshit. When your family members are pissed off at you because you lost them money. When your friends and your family and your wife just, or girlfriend just, laughs at you and says, "Oh, well, how did that crypto trade go? Ha ha ha." Like when people are just dogging the shit out of you and saying it's a scam, especially Bitcoin. I have a lot of friends in the real world that don't even want to hear about Bitcoin, don't even want, they say it's a scam and all this other shit. They say crypto is a complete scam. And they're going to come in when Bitcoin's $200,000, and I'll be dumping my bags all over their asses. And then they'll be pissed off that I'm rich and they're poor. And it's basically because of just silly stuff. It's, you got to change with the times, but look, every asset has its own time frame. That time frame in my world is called the market cycle. So, yeah, if you're buying at the top, you're silly. But like I said, for the example of my friend, I was begging him to buy in 2022. He was literally kind of paying me to give him advice. But his number one problem was dopamine. He says, "Well, I need to get a win. I need to get a win." And he was so impatient in 2022. And now he won't even talk to me in 2023. I even reached out to him again. I said, "Look, things are about to really heat up. You better, are you going to change your idea?" No. He needs to get a win. That's all he cared about, was the dopamine hit. Okay. So, first of all, you got to have emotional maturity. Second, you need to take this shit seriously. This isn't a game. Just because it has a stupid name, like, I'm a little BB token, or I'm a bumblebee token, some bullshit name like that. Like, forget about the labels. It's what they're doing and what people are thinking it's going to do, and then you start either speculating, or you do, in the case of Bitcoin, you buy and you hold for your retirement. I had Bitcoin in my retirement account. Um, Even though I was late getting money into my retirement account, not well, the first time I wanted to get into my retirement account, they weren't taking my money. And then they had, it was iTrust Capital. They were having all kinds of scaling problems. So I just physically couldn't get my money to there. That was when Bitcoin was 16,000. I wanted to put a boatload into it. And then finally they started scaling. And then by the time I was able to move I completely moved individual Roth IRA. I just transferred it right into iTrust because I'm going to throw it all into Bitcoin. By the time it got there, Bitcoin it went from 26,000 to 28, and I think I got in there and when it was like $32,000 for Bitcoin. And then I was able to deploy all that money. So I'm already 100% up in my Bitcoin holdings in my retirement account. And then I throw in money in my Gala because Gala is another one of those tokens. But anyway, I digress. Um, you got to be in a position that's not sexy. You can't be in investments for the dopamine hit. If you want a dopamine hit, then literally go to the freaking casino and lose your money and enjoy your dopamine hit. When it comes to this crypto stuff, there's only two ways of making money. You buy low and holding to some point you're going to sell, or you're allocating new money for the purpose of short-term trading. One is long-term, one is short-term. One is you're buying a bag for something that's a penny, you're expecting it to go $1, and then you're going to dump it. That's one way that you should have. The other way is I'm going to take $1,000. I'm going to throw it into that token because I know within the next week or two that's probably going to bounce up. I did that a couple times in my life. The one time I made 11x on my money, and I bought a nice little gold Rolex, and I paid the taxes on it. And it was literally on a Sunday afternoon. I called up 3 or 4 people to want to participate. They all told me to go pound sand, or they didn't answer the phone, which is normally the case because people don't like to answer the phone anymore. One person did. That person made 15 grand on a Saturday afternoon. We're getting into a market where it's not going to be advantageous anymore to accumulate. It's going to be more advantageous to trade in and out with the expectation of cash and using that vehicle in a short period of time to accomplish a goal, a objective, a outcome. That could be, I want this $1,000 to make me, I want it to go up 20%. So I come out with $200. That's what we're talking about. If you're lucky enough that you want to be in a trade for 2 weeks, you buy the token, you wait 2 or 3 weeks, and maybe it doubles. The AI tokens are seeming to be like that. Or I noticed Gala was running it 2 days ago. It was at 3 cents. It ran to 4 cents pretty fast, which was 30% increase. And then from 4 cents, it started running, and that was last week. It went from 4 cents, and now it's 8 cents, and it's going to be hitting 9 to 10 cents this week. Probably 10 cents this week because Bitcoin's going to go probably between 70 to 80,000. So I'm getting people into certain tokens, advising, saying, hey, you do what you want, but this is what I see with this token. My one friend, I got her in. She bought over 100,000 of them at 4 cents. Now she's already doubled her money in that. I got her into Gala too. She bought a bunch between 2 and 3 cents. So she's already up 150% in that. And Gala was not sexy. Okay. Gala was a token. If you look at the chart, it just stayed where it's been for months and months and months and months and months. It's only started popping off now. But that's what I'm saying. Like, you don't know when the moon ride is going to happen. The moon ride sometimes just happens when you least expect it. I was not expecting Gala to run from 3 cents like a month ago, and literally in the past couple days just run 100%. Sandbox is another one of those tokens. It was It just looked like extremely undervalued. It looked like it wasn't going to dump off anymore. It was 28 cents. I jumped into 30 cents. I knew as soon as Bitcoin hits all time highs, thereabouts, that's when that thing's going to start taking off. When you're in the market long enough and you just look at these tokens every single day, you just kind of figure out, okay, if Bitcoin is at this price, that token's going to do this. If this one starts to rip, you kind of start understanding and timing this to a high degree of success. And since Sandbox and Decentraland is pretty close to each other, even though I don't own any Decentraland, I knew like that was practically around the same price as is Sandbox. So I got a nice little position at 30 cents. We're hitting 80 cents now. A lot of that movement has happened in the past couple weeks. As Bitcoin goes to 70, which is pretty much 70 now, to 75, 80, 85,000 in the next 40 days, it'll be $100,000 Bitcoin. And then we'll talk about that soon. Why Bitcoin will be $100,000 within the next month and a half, probably less than a month and a half. Probably by the halving, it'll probably go to 100,000. These alts react in different ways. Of course, when it goes to 100, it'll drop down to 85,000, and whatnot. But we'll talk about that in a second. I gotta charge my phone while I talk to you good people. All right. Getting my little rocking chair. I had this rocking chair ever since I was a baby. Amazing. So how did I pick Sandbox at 28 cents? And now it's about to hit 80 cents. It'll hit $1 probably within the next 30 days. It'll hit $1. And then $2, $3, $4 at some period of time after that. Honestly, in the bear market, I just looked at these tokens and I'm like, okay, well, Sandbox is not breaking under 28 cents. It's been down here for several days, several months. When we start going back up, eventually this thing could probably hit $8. That's what I was thinking in my head. So after there was a token release and the price went down and it got down to 28 cents, 28, 30 cents. That's when I decided to jump in. So I did some due diligence, found out there's going to be a token release and just waited for that to drive the price down. And then I just jumped in there when nobody was expecting it. Same thing with Gala. It really wasn't, heading down anymore. It kept on holding pretty steady. I'm like, okay, I know this token got to 60 some cents last time. Chances are it'll go to $1 this time. In a hyper bull market, it'll go to $1. So I have to have X amount of these tokens, and I'll just hold it until it goes to $1. It made sense. The tokenomics look good. Everything kind of looked good, and it's just like, all right, this is the time. So jumped into that token. The same thing with Altora. Altora was like 60 some cents in a speculative, huge, crazy bull market, which this next bull market is going to probably be 2 to 3 times bigger than we have ever seen in the past. So I got a position around 2 cents. After I bought the 2 cents, it went down to a penny, and then it went down under a penny, Altora. Now we're bouncing around between 8 and 9 cents right now. That token, as soon as the game in crypto starts to melt up and really get active, it's not really active right now. Right now, all you're seeing is the bigger tokens moving up. You're not really seeing the smaller tokens going nuts. When the cascading effect happens, where they rotate from the big tokens to the medium tokens to the small tokens, which takes time. It takes time for that to happen. Your Axie Infinity, which I have a nice little bag of, those type of tokens, they'll start, in the Altoras of the world, they'll all really start pumping pretty hard. It's going to be later though. Okay, so everything has its own time frame on it. Um, but it's just rational thinking. It's emotional competency, emotional maturity, uh, pure no dopamine, no dopamine at all. Don't get your dopamine from the price movement. And if you make like 10 grand off $1,000 bill, don't get your highs off of that because you will get wrecked. Take it from me, you'll get wrecked. Trust me, you will get wrecked. My dopamine and all the other greed and all that bullshit kicked in, and then I jumped in the strong token and I got wrecked. And all that other DeFi shit, which is all bullshit. Do not mess around with that. Yeah, some of these tokens can go up. Yes, they can. Strong token, that crap token, if you just buy it and hold it, there'll probably be enough suckers in there to go in there for the ring nodes and all that shit, and yeah, they'll demand on that token might go up and you might be lucky enough to get some money, but I'm not messing around with any of those scam tokens and I don't expect any of you to do that either. And if you do, you're playing with fire. A lot of the meme tokens as well are just scam tokens. And just realize, it's not fun to get your dopamine hit from trading crypto. it's not. It's not what you want to do. You want to get your dopamine hit from the gym, or I don't know, just go parachuting or something. I don't know. I don't know. Get a good body. Get a dopamine hit from I don't know, talking to a pretty girl or something that is out of your league and she's going to say no. And what if she says yes? Oh my God, like get your dopamine hits from like more positive sources. Don't fuck around with crypto and with dopamine. And don't get into crypto thinking it's a religion. Don't get into crypto because you're lonely and you need friends. That'll get you wrecked too. Because all your friends are going to be, oh, I'm buying this token. I'm buying this token. Oh my God, I'm buying this token. You should buy it too. And then you buy it, and then you lose your ass because it's a scam token, and they're getting their dopamine hits from crypto trading. Do not get your dopamine hits from crypto trading. Okay, period. The end. Um, the only way to make money is to be the opposite of everybody else. The opposite of everybody else is buying crypto that is going to go to the moon, and the market hasn't recognized that yet. Okay, nobody knows about Altura. Nobody knows about Altura, and I'm already. I mean, I could have been up 900%. I think I'm up just what, seven? I don't know, 2, 4, 6, 8. I'm up 300%, about 300, 350% because I didn't jump in at a penny. I jumped in at 2 cents. But still, I mean, I bought that like 2 years ago. Okay. That's not sexy. That's not sexy at all. But I already turned, if I sold it today, I turned $2,000. Sometimes it's bouncing around 10 cents. So $2,000 selling it because I got about 100,000 of them. I don't have a lot of them, but I have enough of them where I can sell it right now for $8,000, $9,000, long term capital gains. Not a bad payday from a $2,000 bill. But the damn thing is going to go to $1 most likely. Conservative, a half 50 cents. There's no reason it was producing nothing in the last bull market. It was all speculation in gaming crypto. Nothing was really doing anything. There was no real big games out. There was nothing going on in crypto gaming, and the evaluations were insane. This time around, there's a lot of games getting built. There's a lot of tech that was already been built out, that's already been integrated and all, and people are playing and making money, and these companies are making money now. So, you got one meme token that has like what, 20, $30 billion, and that's like the whole gaming ecosystem. So, this bull market, you're going to see fireworks. You're going to see like Altura over a penny. All right. You're going to see that shit. You're going to see, or over a penny, over $1. You're going to see Gala over $1. Okay. You're going to see Sandbox probably well over $8. It got to $8 the last bull market, and there's no reason for it. You're going to see stuff like D-Race. D-Race, the same thing. It got to $8. Okay. You're going to see crazy valuations in these tokens. You're going to see crazy valuations for the AI tokens, but it's not here yet. It's going to be here eventually. So you want to pick good projects. You want to see what they did in the last hype train cycle. And chances are it's going to do the same damn thing. History doesn't repeat, it rhymes. And this is going to be the mother of all bull bubble fucking markets. It starts like this. It starts with BlackRock. Actually, well before BlackRock. We've been hearing these ETF rumors for a long time. Bitcoin's been pumping pretty steadily since 2022, 16, 17, 18,000, 19,000, people haven't really been paying attention until there was a rumor, BlackRock, which pushed it to 28,000 for Bitcoin. Then we finally got it. And, so this doesn't have to be mysterious to you. This doesn't have to be, throwing darts at shit and hope that you make money. This could be real logical, sophisticated, simple, logical, sophisticated, but not so much for you guys. It could be just user friendly, just, hearing conversation from me and Jen, you guys researching and seeing what I see. This is, if you've been around a few cycles before and you heard the narratives and you heard what was going on last bull market, you're hearing the same type of verbiage, right? Now, last bull market, it was NFTs. All right, only late in the cycle was it gaming crypto. Now the narrative is you haven't even heard of real world assets yet. Real world assets have not even really took it off. Like I took some profit off the table yesterday with Goldfinch. It went up 65% in a day in a spike event. That narrative, real world assets, kind of took off 6 months ago. There was some big channels that talked about it and pushed these tokens up, and then everybody just dumped out of it. You're not even hearing anything about real world assets. Even though Larry Fink is talking about it, you're not hearing that narrative. AI, you're not really even hearing AI crypto tokens. Yeah, you've been seeing some of the blue chip ones forming as the blue chip AI tokens popping off, but most of the AI tokens really haven't really. I mean, yeah, maybe they moved a few X, but they're pretty cheap. So, like, you can see these narratives starting to pop off. Like, yeah, people made 800% off a Pepe token. Okay, woo! I made 300% off my Shiba Inu. Sweet, but it's not here yet. Like the money really isn't here yet. But if you position yourselves in these narratives, in 6 to 8 months from now, when it comes to fruition, it's going to be epic. You'll make epic profit. Real world assets, nobody really paying attention to that. I hear nothing about, like I said, a little bit about AI, a little bit about AI tokens. Okay, whatever. But you're not really hearing much about it. Gaming crypto, you're hearing, it's starting to kind of catch on a little bit. But the money's now starting to come into the blue chip ones. So, yeah, they moved up a lot. Some of them did from the bear market. However, you're not really hearing anything. Did you guys hear anything about Gala? No, unless you're listening to me, you're going to hear shit about Gala. All you hear is about the bullshit drama. Well, guess what? I mean, it went from 3 to 6 to 9. It almost, we're almost at 9 now. Like in the past couple of weeks, it just melted up. It just ripped your face off 200%. Like that's what I'm saying. Like you have to position yourself. You almost got to be like, excuse me. How I would describe it is you have to be like in the military, you have snipers, right? What do snipers do? They don't just run out with their cock out, say "Raw," and go and shoot everybody, right? I mean, that would be stupid. what do? They do a lot of planning, a lot of like what if scenarios, whatever. Then they deploy. Then they got to get in position. Then they got to wait. They're not like, oh my god, I want to eat in 5 minutes, so hopefully this guy comes around, so this Hamas leader, so I can take him out. Like, no, that's not what snipers think like. They're going to be sitting there waiting for as long as it takes, because they already did all their research and planning and all, and they already know the guy's going to come or the enemy's going to be there eventually. And when the enemy's there, that's when you spring into action. Same thing with crypto. You have to find these good projects, know where the narratives are going to be in this bull market. You have to deploy your financial assets, fiat money, dollars, whatever, buy the position and just wait. And then you're going to shift your attention to what the market cycle, where the market cycle is. Now, I'm using the market cycle that we're in now. Okay, we're in now. Nobody's paying attention to crypto really. That's what I'm saying. Like, you're not going to just buy and forget and wait if you're at the height of the market. You're just not going to do nothing, right? You wouldn't deploy if you're the ninja, right? So, hey, Mr. Liquid, I will read your comment in a second, sir. So, you got to buy these coins early. You have to sit on them. You have to wait. You have to see where you are in the market cycle. Understand how your coin reacts when at what bit, if Bitcoin's at its all-time high, how does your coin react? Altura goes to 60 cents when Bitcoin's at its all-time high. And this isn't the real all-time high. I mean, 100,000, 150,000 will probably be the all-time high for Bitcoin. The past all-time high, if you look at any of the charts back in 2017, 18, we got up to 19,005. Okay, that ended up being somewhat around there. It ended up being like the future bottom, right? So this 69,000 will flip around and be let's say we go up to 150,000. 70,000 will probably be the floor. If we come out to 150,000, 200,000, it'll probably crash all the way back down to 70,000, 69,000, that type of thing. So you want to know what your coin reacts. You got to be early, and that type of thing. So anyway, all right, I'll talk to you in a second.
Well, I'm leaving. Come with me.
Anyway, that was fun. And yeah, I'm helping my mother out. She has some health problems, so I'll be here for 2 weeks. Then I'll be in Colombia. Anyway. So that's how you got to play this, okay? That's how you got to play this game. Now I feel like a vegan, a cheetah. Now I feel like vegan traveler there with his mom yelling at him. Anyway, all right, let's get back on track here. So you keeping all the jokes aside, because I like to joke. Keeping all the jokes aside, you got to pick where the narratives are. You have to get your positions, and you got to wait. We're in this bull market. It's about to like friggin' explode, and it's real simple to just buy, observe, and at some point sell and make your money. That's pretty much it. It's pretty much all you got to do. Oh, hell yeah. I know the good old days. Oh, I've been helping her all day. So anyway. All right. So let's get into Bitcoin. Let's just shift into Bitcoin a little bit. I'm going to read everybody's comments in a second. I just got these like thoughts. The number one thing you should be taking away from this is you have to just sometimes wait it out, and don't get your dopamine, fix from crypto. Sometimes you have to wait it out, and then just one day everything just explodes higher. That's what you got to do. That's been working for me. All right, now Bitcoin. The big stuff with Bitcoin, okay? There is no supply on anymore out there for Bitcoin, okay? I've been listening to a lot of things, a lot of programs and whatnot. Um, there's no more Bitcoin. Like, where are they going to get the 10,000 Bitcoin per day? They can't get it. Like, that's that's why I was saying, like, the higher the price goes, um, they're only able to get Bitcoin from us. So in the future, yeah, $100,000 for one Bitcoin seems like a lot, but it's not really a lot. Like, they're trying to buy BlackRock and the rest of them are trying to buy us all the crypto they possibly can. I mean, but where's it coming from? Maybe the miners are going to have to sell because retail is just going to get greedy, and and what they're going to do is they're just going to sell their crypto early and try to profit out, and then think they're awesome, and then they're going to kick themselves in the ass 5 years later when it's $1 million. Like, that's pretty much where we're at. I'm buying Bitcoin right now at all-time highs. I've been buying it from like 16, 17,000. I've been buying it, bits and pieces here and there for years now. And the reason why I'm doing that is because I know it's going to go eventually to $1 million to $10 million. And this isn't wishful thinking. Like, they're buying up all the Bitcoin. They're not going to give it to you ever. Everybody who has pieces of Bitcoin, it's all going to leave your hands. Even if you have a little bit of Bitcoin, it's going to eventually leave your hands, and it's going to go into the ETFs. BlackRock, Larry Fink is going to own all your crypto. And you think I'm joking. I'm not. Oh, I'll never sell my crypto. I'm going to sell if it's $1 million freaking dollars. And then it's going to go to 10 million for one Bitcoin, right? This shit play is going to take years to play out. And you're going to have, and another thing too, is I think what we're all doing right now, including myself, and I'm going to create a project around it. I think we're thinking too small term. I think we're thinking like just this bull market, and then there's going to be a bust, and who cares? We need to be thinking in terms of 2030, 2035, 2040. I really think we don't know the price of a lot of these tokens. And I think some of the stuff that we're going to be buying really cheap, under $1 or 10 cents, could be worth thousands and thousands of dollars in the future, in the near future, by the next 5-6 years. I think like we're the amount of money that's coming in that can't, it takes time for that. So, but there is no Bitcoin. There was reports that Coinbase was running out of Bitcoin, and they had to like nuke the whole market to trigger the sell orders, so they would have Bitcoin. Dude, there's no more Bitcoin, man. Some people are saying within the next 40 days it'll be $100,000. The price needs to go dramatically higher for people to be in profit, so they sell retail. The little retailer, the people who are paying attention, the speculators and whatever that have these Bitcoin, they need them to release their Bitcoin, so then the strong hands can accept the Bitcoin. That's how you're going to get these $200,000-$300,000 valuations. There's going to be big run-ups, and then there's going to be epic corrections. Like, you might have like a Bitcoin run to $100,000 and then crash back down to 75,000. And everybody's going to be like, the bull market's over. No, we're just getting heated. We're just getting started. Like, they have to run the price up in order to get the release Bitcoin into the market. So I hope you understand that. All right, I'm going to go to you guys. All right, the tokenization opportunity, potential for tokenization global illiquid assets is vast, with an estimated $16 trillion opportunity by 2030. Exactly, liquid. You know what I'm saying? Look, I got a piece of property, right? Nobody's going to give me a loan on that property. It's paid off. It's not only is it paid off, I have no debt on it. I would like to borrow off of that property. Nobody's going to give me money unless there's a building on it. Well, this real world asset tokenization stuff, I can tokenize my property and I can make money off it. There is big money in real world assets, and nobody's talking about it. That's really where it is. You got Goldfinch, you got Maple. Maple will probably explode. There's only 10 million of those tokens. The tokenomics isn't that good, but still, even if all of it was released, it's only 10 million of them. I know tokens that have 10 million supply, and they're $700. That's probably going to be a $300 token easy. It's like $17 right now. You just buy and wait. Okay, Mr. Cheetah. If BTC closes above the previous cycle all-time highs for the month of March, would you say that's good indication we will continue higher in the coming few months? Yes, it is good, but I'm looking at the drivers of Bitcoin, the ETFs. Okay, look, the demand. I look at the supply and the demand. The supply is fixed. We only have about 13 million Bitcoin. The rest of them, were lost forever, or the people died, or they lost their keys, or burned them, or whatever. Out of those 13, a lot of them are already bought up, and now you're having a price or supply shock. So I'm looking at, what do we got? We got Stanford University buying Bitcoin. You got a lot of other endowments buying Bitcoin. You have private people who bought a ton of Bitcoin. Wealthy people. You have the United States government that has like 200,000 or 300,000 Bitcoin. You got other ones that have huge Bitcoin. They're buying, or they have, or whatnot. You have countries that are adopting Bitcoin. You have the ETFs now that are putting a ton of money into it. You have the pension funds that are about to get involved in it and start buying. So there is no Bitcoin to be around. Breaking the all-time high is a psychological, and it's a good sign. But I think the real high for Bitcoin was probably around $100,000, and because of the criminals like FTX manipulating the market, it never got there. So, more companies, the demand side is going to be nuts. There is no supply. Therefore, the price will go up. It's just basic math. You have a huge demand for a product. It's going to be like Facebook. Remember your grandmother or your mother, oh, I'm not going to mess with that Facebook. What the hell is that? Face what? And now every grandmother in America is on Facebook. It's going to take time. And if you have a long-term perspective and you see where this is going, you won't just try to grab the easy money and sell your Bitcoin cheap, and these altcoins, like I said, you're going to be going up and down. So yeah, Traveler. We should have an old school talk on the vegan stuff. Yeah, that's some funny shit. That was a long time ago. That was 2016, man. 16. That's 8 years ago now. It's crazy, right? Another platform to trade BTC options. There's a lot. There's a lot of. There's a lot of. I've been looking at. I think CoinX has something. Crypto.com has some stuff. You have Mex. I think Mexi. You have to, some of this stuff you have to use a VPN for. So give you an idea. Every day someone loses BTC. Correct, just by mistake. Yep. People lose. They burn. They send it to the wrong address. There's all kinds of stuff that's going on with it. But where we going in crypto is nuts. By long term, you mean like 5 years or a decade? Long term for Bitcoin, I think should be like your retirement. Whenever you think you're going to retire. My iTrust Capital account, I have Bitcoin in there. I can't take it out without paying taxes on it until I'm 59 and a half. So that lets you know where my mind is when it comes to Bitcoin. I put in a tax deferment that I can't touch it for 59 and a half years until I'm 59 and a half. So the reason why I did that is because it's a self-directed IRA, and you can buy actual crypto, like the actual crypto token. It's not an ETF or anything. So, but that's why I bought it. Yeah, you can buy and sell and pay 1% fee without taking a tax liability. And you can't take the money out, only your initial investment. So um, it's a tax strategy because if you like to buy and sell, or if you want to sell at the top, and you see like Bitcoin going to crash, and you want to get more Bitcoin, you want to play that game, you can do all that without paying any taxes on any of the gains. So everybody should have that type of tax strategy if you are playing with big money, or you want to be playing with a good sizable amount. For most people, you know, I mean, if you're going to be trading, if you're going to be trading around, it's good to have it in there. And also, if you refer people, you get $100, and I get $100, so something like that. That's how it was. Now, when it comes to other crypto is just a pump and dump. You know, you're just going to buy it low, and then you're going to dump it on them. You know, at the end of the year, most of my altcoins are going to be pump and dumpers. Maybe some of them I might hold on to Moonbag. XRP, I'm going to hold for a very long time, pretty much until it gets me rich, or it goes to zero. So that's my idea with XRP. You know, I don't know. ETH is the same thing. I don't really like ETH, but ETH is going to be very deflationary, and there's going to be a lot of demand on that token. It already is. That token can be worth a lot of money in the next 3, 4, 5 years, whatever from now. All right. Other things I didn't talk about. I talk about other, you know, live streams and all. Is Bank of International Settlements 2025. They're probably going to allocate $2 to $3 trillion, probably mostly into Bitcoin for their treasury. That's my assumption based on what they've been publishing. From what I've been hearing, the overall gaming crypto, $250 million, $250 billion will probably come into gaming crypto between now and 2025. So make some money there. Yeah, this is pretty awesome, pretty bullish. Okay, strategies. You know, after you make your money, where are you going to put your money into it? You know, that'll be a whole nother talk. We'll probably get more into that when we make the money at the end of the year or something. But look, there's tokens out there that you can make 5, 10, 15x right now that are about to explode. In the next month, you can make $1 million. You just got to find them, man. I normally look at the top 1,000 tokens a few times a day. You know, you go to CoinMarketCap and you just go all the way down, just check the price movements. You can put it on market, you know, market cap, and you can go and check it all out. You know, that's what you can do as well. But I do that at least 3 or 4 times a day. There's other tokens I check more often. I do this every day, man. I don't care where I'm at in the world. This is what I do. And I'm always looking at articles. I'm always seeing what the fundamental analysis. I look at the technical analysis. This week is going to be big. Generally speaking, Bitcoin has been going up $10,000 per week. If you want to count the 59,000 we dropped down to the 69, that's literally 5 or 6 days. You could have made $10,000 if you would have just bought Bitcoin from 59,000 to 69,000. Within the next 2 weeks, we'll probably be at $80,000 for Bitcoin. I don't see how we can't get to that level. There's just no supply out there. They need to raise the price to make people release their tokens. They literally need to find the secret price so people just take the cash. You know, but they're printing up and spending $1 trillion every 100 days. So why would you ever want money? You only want cash if you're going to do a purchase within like 30 days. Yeah, that's really why you want cash. Other than that, there's no reason to hold money, like traditional money. I don't know. Here's $1. Here's $1. Okay, I don't know. I probably had that laying around for months now. That $1 invested in Gala or even Bitcoin. That $1 worth of Bitcoin, I could have had a couple dollars now. That damn thing, that dollar sitting on my table or wherever the hell I've been traveling with that around the world, how many months that's been in my bag, that's already is deflated against crypto. It's the most it's a shit investment. And yes, this is an investment. When you sell your crypto, your gold, your silver, your stocks, your bonds, and you buy this shit, that you're an investor in the dollar. So, and if the dollar was a shit coin, it would be worse than Doge. It would be worse than anything. Like nobody would buy it. Like, I mean, there's plenty of shit tokens out there that are under a penny, that just are about to get delisted. That's what would be the United States dollar. The only thing that makes that valuable is we'll come and blow up your country. That's the only thing that makes that valuable is, we'll just kill your family if you don't accept it. That's pretty much what it is. But it's everything. Like we had this conversation before that everything is going to get cheaper when you compare it to most good crypto. So anyway, let's get it to okay. So Ethereum is going to do pretty well. It's already been doing pretty well. Okay, Solana will probably go to $1,000, $800 to $1,000 from here. Like I said, a lot of your other small tokens will go 60x, 30x, 50x. In 2025, you'll probably see LCX token. I think it's like 28 cents now. It'll probably be $1. I was jumping into that at 3-4 cents. Hope some of you guys got some of that. I know this channel's been around since October last year. So, All right, let's go to the chat. All right, Mr. Charles. But you are buying in on these tokens on pullbacks, not just averaging in over a few weeks or whatever. Yes, I'm buying these pullbacks. If I have extra cash and I see some good deals, I'm buying these dips. I've been buying Bitcoin. I threw a couple $1,000s in Bitcoin when it retraced to not at 59,000. I got in at like 63,000. But I'm buying Bitcoin at all-time highs. Like people would say, you're crazy. And yeah, I don't need any more Bitcoin. I'm fine with what I got. I'm still buying it because I know where this is going to go. And I'm also buying in my iTrust Capital account because whatever Bitcoin I'm buying today, it's with the expectations I'm going to cash out and put it in cold storage under my own custody when I'm like 60 years old. So the Bitcoin I'm buying today isn't for profit today. It's not for me today. It's for anyway, it's for me. Crypto Dreams. When Crypto Dreams is 60 years old, that Bitcoin's for me when I'm 60. And I'm buying certain things and I'm buying Bitcoin like that with that expectation. It's for my retirement fund. So yeah, I'm buying at these all-time highs because these all-time highs are going to be all-time lows, in 15 years or something, 20 years or whatever the case may be. But we're also, if you look at the market cycle is like the backbone. Okay. The market cycle is like the backbone that we have. All right. We have a backbone. We have a skeleton that hangs on the backbone and all the other shit. Same thing with crypto. What keeps the crypto prices, to understand where the crypto prices are and where they're going, is the market cycle. If we're if we're overheated, then there's going to be a pullback. If we're at the top of the market, the overall market cycle, you got to sell everything because it's going to correct hard, and it's going to it might correct 70-80%, and then it might stay down for 2 or 3 years. You don't know. This with Wall Street coming into crypto, you're not going to have those extreme anymore. You're going to have a more uniformed crypto market. In the future, you're not going to be able to really make money in crypto because all the price volatility will be squeezed out, and it'll look like the stock market where oh yeah, invest in crypto because you can make 5% a year. That's what's going to be in the future when Bitcoin's $1 million, and if Solana's even around, Solana will be $10,000. ETH will be 150, 200,000, probably like 500. Well, it's 18%. 18% of what Bitcoin will be. So ETH will be $180,000, and all the other tokens and whatnot will be whatever prices they are. But there won't be no volatility. So people are saying, "Oh, crypto is risky because of volatility." No, the volatility is what makes you money. You see how that works? Eventually, the whole crypto space will look like the stock market, and you'll earn, if you're lucky, 5-8% a year, and you'll be happy with that. This is the only time in crypto's history that the money's still coming in, and you can be rich and I'm not talking about this bull market cycle. I'm talking about being rich, meaning 10, 20, 30 years down the road, just by just keeping a little bit of this shit and not trying to dump it and try to speculate. Actually have some good sound investment strategy and implement them. So, like I said, that's kind of where I'm at with Bitcoin. I'm planning to maybe buy a little handful of Solana and AVAX for long term meaning like 2 to 5 years. I really think Solana, even though I hate that token, it's more of a VC token. And there's other tokens I'm not even talking about, like Tezos. Tezos is another one of those tokens will probably be around for 10 years. They're sitting on a lot of Bitcoin. That token will eventually probably go to $100 if Bitcoin's, $300,000, $400,000, $500,000. I mean, the damn thing, I think they're still sitting on 24,000 tokens. Last bull market, that was $9. It's around $1.40 now. That's almost clean 7-8x. So, yeah, speculate. Yeah, make your money, your life-changing money. But also realize, like, we're in a super cycle that's probably going to last 10 years. Yeah, like 2034, 2035. And because we're the early adopter phase right now. I'm going to go on my computer. And yes, my mommy is going to kill me, but she'll be all right. I'm going to pull up some of my crypto artifacts I have. So let me see. There's this one crypto artifact. What is a crypto artifact? It's snapshots of sayings, pictures, things that you need to keep in mind as we progress. It's resource charts that will be able to help you out. So I'm going to go to the Bitcoin adopter. All right. So let me see. Can I flip this around? All right. I can flip it around. So this is what you want to keep in mind. Okay. We're in the early adopting phase. We're going into the early majority, which will be what you see now with the ETFs and all that. And then eventually here over several years, you'll have the late majority, then you'll have the laggers. You also have this on each bear and bull market cycle. Okay, so every bull and bust cycle, you have a mini version of all this. You have always the blow off top, which is, your grandmother getting into crypto. And you always have people like me that are getting in early and, going to be dumping somewhere in here. So a lot of you guys, if you're getting into crypto right now, you're probably in this range. I would say like right here. And by the summer to the end of the year, to the beginning of next year, you'll have something like this. And then you'll have something like this. And you're going to have dormant stages and stages that is huge, that lots of activity. And then you have stuff that just trades sideways forever. So you're going to have that happening. And then there's going to be multiple versions of that for like a 5 year, 10 years, and whatnot. So you have all these little iterations, where you got these active cycles, these crash cycles, and then these cycles that it does nothing for a long time. And it normally averages out around every 2 years, a bear market, 1 year, 1 year, 1.5 year bull market, and then a transition to the bear market, and then nothing for 2 years. And this cycle continues. Now, this cycle will change up a little bit because now you have Wall Street involved. So instead of a market cycle, you're going to have, all right, we got to steal the Bitcoin and the crypto from the early adopters and early majority. So how are we going to do that? We're going to do that by raising the price. And then when the price goes up staggeringly, something crazy, then everybody dumps. And then but this new cycle I see happening is you're not going to have like 2 years of bear market. I think you might have something like 6 to 8 months of bear market. I think the bear market to bull market, I think it's going to be kind of cut in half, and you're just going to have something like this. It kind of goes up and then kind of goes like this and then goes up, and it's going to be like something like every 6 months or something. You'll have like just it does nothing. It drops down, it goes sideways, and then every 8 months it goes up. I think we're going to shorten. I think that's what we're going to have going forward after this crazy bull market we're about to go into. I think it's going to be something like that where people are thinking it's just going to, this is the top, you need to get out. And I think it's not going to be like that. I think it's going to be more like it'll correct and stay down, but you might lose like 20, something like that. It'll stay down for a little while and it'll go up. So anyway, we'll talk more about this stuff later. I got to go get a phone call, so I'll talk to you soon. Thanks. And don't forget to like and subscribe. And Charles, you're the man. We got to do a collab one day. I'll see you.